In Gen 9, we saw Gyarados quite a bit throughout the early regulations, however, hasn't been seen since Regulation D of 2023. So we're going to be trying out a Gyarados team paired with Grimmsnarl that was able to get rank 1 on the stadium ladder in the middle of the month. This team was able to hit rank 1 on the stadium ladder. Let's break it down. First, we have the screens mode with the Grimmsnarl, with the Prankster and the LAIC to increase the turns of the screens to 8 turns. The Gyarados to help out against fake out mons and of course against Sneasler, preventing Dire Claw and Close Combat from really affecting the Grimmsnarl too much. And the Grimmsnarl is a pretty standard set otherwise, just able to set up screens. We haven't seen too much of this Pokemon, but steel types are very common in the format. However, screens are still pretty solid for what it's worth. You have the screens plus the Thunder Wave speed control and of course Spirit Break with the option of a very strong fairy type attack that is able to lower the special attack of your opponent by 1 stage. A very disruptive opponent and can make for some pretty safe plays with the Grimmsnarl to build up for its partners. Next, we have the Gyarados, and this Gyarados set we've seen very commonly throughout the early regulations of Scarlet and Violet, but it has been heavily disfavored with other water types usually coming in, like the Urshifu back in Regulation D, but has made an appearance with less water types being around in the format. Having that Intimidate ability is nice. The flying coverage really great against Pokemon like Garchomp and Ursaluna's out there. Has a great ability to switch in for that Intimidate Waterfall to put on some pretty good, decent damage. And of course, a very disruptive one with Thunder Wave and Taunt to prevent any setups. And this really is just to help out, be a defensive pivot, as well as a way to set up for the later parts of the game, because you really want to set up for a very threatening Pokemon such as the Ursaluna, the Annihilate, or the Archaludon to clean up in the back. Next, you have the fast mode of the team. We have the Whimsicott with that Prankster that is able to set up the Prankster Tailwind, and we know how Dynamic Speed has made this a really strong option in Generation 9. Focus Sash to be able to tank any one hit, the Terra Ghost option to play around fake outs and extreme speeds, with Moonblast, with Tailwind, with Taunt, and Beat Up. The Beat Up is able to help out with the stamina on the Archaludon to get the defense boost, as well as Beat Up for the Annihilate. So you get the few hits into the Annihilate, and then you go for the Rage Fist. Speaking of this Annihilate, it is a Choice Scarf set with the Defiant Terra Grass to pair and play around the Amoonguss out there. But specifically, you do have the Annihilate with the Choice Scarf with an interesting EV spread, a lot of attack, less HP, and very slow for a Choice Scarf Annihilate. In fact, it is slower than your Whimsicott, and that's what this Annihilate is designed for. It's not supposed to outspeed like other Choice Scarf Pokemon. It's just supposed to outspeed Pokemon in the between the normal speed stat of a max speed Annihilate and the Whimsicott. There's quite a few Pokemon out there like Hydreigon, Garchomp, Alola Ninetales, and more. And the idea is you can go for that Beat Up and then follow up with a fast Rage Fist immediately with the Annihilate to outspeed Pokemon you normally wouldn't be able to, and get that surprise knockout. With Close Combat for a strong fighting type attack, Final Gambit, which of course on the Scarf Annihilate is still very helpful against Pokemon like Archaludon through Multi-Scale Dragonite, a lot of use cases, including Dondozo, fantastic. And then Rock Slide, so you are able to hit Pokemon like Charizard, for instance. You might be able to catch them off guard, go for that Rock Slide and knock out a Charizard, as well as Talonflame and other fire Pokemon you're able to hit still pretty hard. Next, you have the Life Orb Blood Moon Ursaluna. Pretty common set. There's really no surprise about Blood Moon Ursaluna being Terra Normal. Just a really strong hitter. Pretty bulky by itself with its high physical defense and HP. Just able to blow away teams with a Terra Normal Hyper Voice with that Life Orb or that Blood Moon, which is so hard to switch into because of how strong it is. And then Earth Power really hits the steel types out there. Fantastic Pokemon for a Tailwind offensive team. No surprise to see it here. And finally, we have this Archaludon, and this one's not a power up sturdy set we would commonly see on Tailwind teams, but having that Stamina Assault Vest because it can still take advantage pretty well of the Grimmsnarl. While it doesn't have Electric Shot, which we would commonly see to help out against other Pokemon and just, you know, boost its special attacks because there is no rain on this team, it is still able to do a really good amount of work with that Body Press. Again, you can go for the self beat up with the Whimsicott, and you can get that Body Press straight on for the damage output. You have the Flash Cannon and Draco Meteor for the same type of attack bonuses that's able to hit pretty hard. And then you have Snarl to help out against the special attackers, especially Golden Go, with the Terra Water as an interesting defensive option. If you'd like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. Murkrow, that's regular Typhlosion. What? That's regular Typhlosion. With Serena, Farigiraf, Ursaluna, and the Arcaludon. What an interesting team. All right. So this is going to be weird because I don't know what I want to exactly go for. I think I would probably want to bring Grimmsnarl and Gyarados because the screen is nice against their team. Gyarados is pretty good pivot-wise because it's great against Typhlosion in general. Probably bring the Ursaluna in the back and the last mon. Is it Ape or is it Arcaludon? I feel like it's Arcaludon. Because I need a defensive pivot into their Arcaludon. Alright, this is going to be one heck of a strange team because I have no idea what the modes are. This could be Fast Bear with Murkrow and the Farigiraf could just be in Prison Trick Room. They could have a dual mode here. There could be a lot of shenanigans that I'm just not ready to fight yet. And I've been having pretty bad fog here in my head, so I don't even want to try to comprehend what kind of possibilities that this team has to offer because it's already making my brain hurt. Let's see. Regular Typhlosion. What am I even worried about with regular Typhlosion compared to Hisuian? Because I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you because I can't even remember at this moment what regular Typhlosion has that's better than Hisuian Typhlosion. But we're going to see the lead of the Ursaluna and the Murkrow, which is a pretty dang good lead for me here. As I lead the Gyarados and I lead the Grimmsnarl. I don't think they're attacking turn one. I'm pretty sure I just get a free Spirit Break plus Waterfall into the Murkrow. And I think that's okay. I don't know if they're going to protect Tailwind, if they have any other strats that I should be aware of. They actually hard switch to Ursaluna because it's such an unfavorable spot for them. Into Arcaludon, so maybe they were trying to bait the Waterfall turn one. This actually works out really well as Tailwind does come out, but they don't have the Flame Orb activation on the Ursaluna, and I think they're losing to Murkrow unless they're like max defensive Violet. And there's no way that lives Spirit Break. Sweet. Okay. So goodbye, Murkrow. That is awesome. That is a great start. All right, so I don't have to worry about Tailwind once Tailwind appears out. It's just, can I stall out the 3 turns of Tailwind without losing too much? That is Typhlosion. Typhlosion comes out. Okay. I have Protect on my Gyarados, so I will just go for a Light Screen and a Protect. Yeah. I guess Eruption plus Flash Cannon can be a thing. That might knock out the Grimmsnarl. I have no clue what the calc will be. We'll see a Terra, though, from my opponent onto Typhlosion into Terra Fire. That is Terra Fire, regular Typhlosion. Something that might be a first for some of you. Definitely one of the first for me. We do see the Protect from the Gyarados. And a Light Screen from the Grimmsnarl to make sure that we're taking less damage here. You go for the Eruption, not too surprising. If I survive this turn, I get to go for a Thunder Wave. Alright, Grimmsnarl takes the Eruption. A Electro Shot immediately. Perfect. Now, as long as the Arcaludon doesn't have Thunderbolt, I should be able to go for a Thunder Wave into the Arcaludon and a Waterfall into Typhlosion and be in a really nice situation. That should always be into Gyarados. Yep. Protect Gyarados being super clutch here. Now we can go for a Thunder Wave into the Arcaludon. I could Reflect too, but I don't think I really need to Reflect for the remaining turns. Get a Waterfall off into Typhlosion. I think having the speed advantage against Arcaludon, so when my Ursaluna comes in with Earth Power, it's really putting on the pressure. Should be sturdy on Arcaludon, right? Yeah, I should be on this team. Eruption plus Draco shouldn't KO. Thunder Wave into the Arcaludon. Now you're paralyzed. Eruption fired off from the Typhlosion. Grim is going down. Gyarados takes it extremely well with the Light Screen. All right. Oh, we're faster than Arcaludon, which is interesting. Waterfall KOs the Typhlosion in one hit. So goodbye, the Typhlosion. That's a really nice knockout. All right. Draco Meteor, but this shouldn't KO, and I have Citrus. Yeah, barely didn't KO. Nice. Bulk on Gyarados coming in clutch. Citrus Berry on the Gyarados will heal it back 25%. All right, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. They use their Terra, which is pretty effective. I get to go out into... Let me just double check the Gyarados speed. Yes, I don't know. We know it's Power Herb. I get to go Ursaluna, I suppose, as they go out into their own Ursaluna. Terra-wise, I think I save my Terra. Do I need to save my Terra? Not really anything it changes, right? I think I want to just double up the Archaludon realistically with Waterfall plus a Earth Power. I did click Earth Power, right? Into Archaludon. I'm like, okay, can I try to pick up the knockout on Archaludon this turn? Are they going to risk their own Ursaluna? They can, I guess. They could go for like a Facade into Gyarados and Archaludon gets an attack off. Sure, I think that's okay. But how fast is their Ursaluna, and is it good enough to beat my Archaludon? Then they protect too. That's perfect, because they thought, okay, since Archaludon's paralyzed, it's probably less of a threat at -2 special or -1 special attack. Let me protect the bear because it's probably the bigger threat to them. But I'm like, okay, if I get rid of Archaludon, I feel like I'm in a really good spot with my own Archaludon that should be able to beat their Ursaluna, especially if I get this Earth Power KO. Yep, beautiful. Nice. Excellent. Tailwind peters out, but we do have our Archaludon we can go out into. Now, we don't have Reflect, but this should just be a super safe Terra Water for my Archaludon. I don't have Reflect, but we go for Blood Moon. And we go for a Body Press. Because they already Terra the Typhlosion. We don't have to worry about Typhlosion Terra. Or we don't have to worry about Ursaluna Terra. We go for the Terra Water. Because I don't think Facade knocks out. But just not risking Earthquake crits potentially screw me over. They do have Earthquake and they do go for it. They're actually faster, which I'm surprised by. But because of the big Terra, we're able to take it. Body Press coming out into the Ursaluna and a Blood Moon. I actually was not expecting the Ursaluna to be faster than ours, but because that's a really fast bear, but able to pick up the win. Granted, it could have definitely changed. Facade twice might have been this scary, actually, but I have no idea if Facade actually knocked out. Because if they Facade, right, it probably knocks out my... Does it knock out Blood Moon or Ursaluna? I feel like it does since I have no bulk. Maybe it does. Then I get a Body Press off. Does it KO Archaludon is the next question. I don't know. I mean, Archaludon, Blood Moon, Ursaluna are very bulky Pokemon. I feel like I could take at least one Facade with the Archaludon at least. Blood Moon, not sure, but I set up a good position, thankfully. Had really good turns. Turn 1 was great. The ability to KO the Typhlosion one-shot was fantastic, and yeah. Archaludon, Pelipper, Talonflame, Golden Go, Garchomp, Basculegion. Alright. Not sure what I'm supposed to expect here. Screens aren't bad here. They're actually probably pretty good. I would probably like... Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is Grimmsnarl plus... Grimmsnarl plus Archaludon seems really good into a lot of their team. I think I'm going to go for it. Gyarados and Ursaluna in the back. Do I want Ursaluna? It's slow. Could be Ape. Could be Ape. Having only one Pokemon for Protect is a little bit strange. Yet I actually do prefer Ape over Garchomp, I think. Or I do prefer Ape over Ursa. The only reason I would want Ursaluna is Archaludon gets too problematic. And even then, like Annihilate can still do damage to the Archaludon. Let's see. I want screens. I want to set up. Let's see if they give me that position. Archaludon plus Pelipper. All right. Versus Grimmsnarl and Archaludon. Gonna go for a light screen. I could Thunder Wave. Actually, do I want to Thunder Wave immediately? I might. Nah, just set up a light screen. It's super safe. Because if I'm the faster Arcalodon, it makes more sense to set up a light screen here and Snarl. You break a sash on Pelipper. If it is Focus Sash, screen is just really nice in general because I can Thunder Wave the next turn or I can Reflect. There's a lot I can do. I wish I had Electroshock, but not the Arcalodon, so I gotta figure this out. Alright, there. Arcalodon's fast. I get an Electroshock off. Probably into Grim. Do I live to double up of Weather Ball plus Electroshock? We'll see. Probably not. Probably not still. Yeah, they get the Weather Ball off first into Grim. I imagine this... Oh, it doesn't KO. Wait, that's big. Okay. There's Snarl. It's pretty massive. Also, that Arcalodon took so much damage. Oh, it's sturdy or it's stalwart, which makes my life a lot easier. Now, do I want Reflect is the question. Or do I want a Thunder Wave? I think I would want Reflect for safety against Basket Legion, which is super scary. I'm going to Draco Meteor the Pelipper and Reflect. This is probably Electroshock again and Tailwind. I guess it's not great if they Tailwind, huh? Maybe I should have Thunder Waved. All right. I mean, it's only +1 Arcalodon, but it's still not easy to deal with. They go for the Tailwind. Yeah, all right. They go for the Draco Meteor into the Pelipper. It picks up the knock on the Pelipper. -2 on the Arcalodon special attack wise. It's manageable. Gonna go Gyarados. Golden Go. Here's where the threat starts. Here is where the threat starts. All right, we bring out the Gyarados. Gonna get an Intimidate off into both Pokemon. Doesn't really change anything here. Gonna go for Protect with Gyarados, and we're gonna go for Snarl. Unfortunately, with our -2 special attack drop, it actually does matter. But let's see what the Golden Go goes for. Is it Nasty Plot or is it straight up offense? Because I do need to reduce the damage output of these Pokemon immensely. Arcalodon protects, which is fine by me. Guess they were scouting for a Terra. I do get a Protect off. Okay. Fun. Fun. Your Focus Blast. Okay. Okay. You know what? Thunder Wave, swap into Annihilate. Because this is going to be... Okay, they didn't Focus Blast again. Is that Basket Legion? Yeah, Basket Legion. Okay, this endgame is going to be super rough. I went for the Terra Steel Thunder Wave here into the Arcalodon so I could put it... So I can outspeed with Annihilate in close combat, and was hoping that they would leave in for Focus Blast, but that didn't go exactly according to plan. Go for the Terra Steel. Electroshock, the Gyarados, yep. Unless they Electroshock in my Annihilate, which I highly doubt. Okay. Good damage. Do get the Citrus Berry off. How many turns of rain, I guess, is going to be a good question. Please land this Thunder Wave. Nice. That is important. Last turn of rain. Perfect. Gonna go for Protect with my Gyarados, and I'm gonna swap out into Arcalodon. They could read this in double here, which would be pretty scary, but I do need Ape around, I think. I think Ape is like my only shot for cleaning up the end game, because since it's Focus Blast Arcalodon, like, I need an immunity, but but I also need like a way to actually pressure the Golden Go. We'll bring out our Caledon. You see a Terra come out, huh? From Basculegion? Oh, our Caledon. Interesting. Terra Electric. Oh, they're going for the extra power, I guess, into the Gyarados slot. Okay, that works. That really works out for me, actually. Okay. We protect our Gyarados. I mean, our Caledon shouldn't have bulk, so I think Draco Meteor just KOs it. You go for Wave Crash into the Gyarados, which is super ideal. Did they go for the Gyarados with the Arcalon as well? Oh, we'll never find out because it got paralyzed. Okay. I want to Thunder Wave the Basculegion and I want to Snarl here. Yeah, I'm going to go for Snarl and Thunder Wave. The reason I'm going to Thunder Wave and Snarl is because I want the damage in the Basculegion, and if it swaps out in Golden Go, this is fine too. Because I still have Ape that's putting on pressure with Rage Fist. And also our Caledon, since it can't go for Electroshock, can't pick up a knockout. They go for Protect, but it was probably on a... I mean, like, sure, I get the Snarl. I guess the special attack drop kind of stings, but like, I don't think it's terrible for them. Get a good Snarl off. Great. You're gonna go for Focus Blast. I guess we'll find out. I think I just go for Waterfall into the... I think I just spam Snarl like over and over and click Waterfall. Because if they want to keep switching out, like our Caledon can't do anything if the gold goes for Focus Blast. It might knock out the Gyarados, but it's not knocking out our Caledon. That's the risk you have with Focus Blast. They switch out into Basculegion, so they're just trying to reposition. These Snarls and Waterfall damages. Like, I'm pretty sure everything's in Rage Fist range other than our Caledon. At this point, they get some good damage. Snarl, super effective. It's pretty hard. And it's paralyzed again. Yeah, unfortunate for my opponent, but what else can you do? What else can you do? I'm just gonna Waterfall and Snarl again. I don't think they can win now. Well, they can if I miss a bunch of Snarls. Yeah, I would have to miss a bunch of Snarls here. They're gonna go for Flip Turn into the Gyarados to try and dodge the Thunder Wave and bring out the Golden Go. I think they're trying to go for a Last Respect endgame, but I just don't think you can against my Scarf Ape. But I guess they didn't see my item on Annihilate ever, so they're hoping that they're just faster. Get a Waterfall off into the Golden Go. Doesn't pick up the knockout, but Snarl will. Red on gold doesn't matter. All right. Awesome. Goodbye, Golden Go. And what's our Caledon clicking here? Electroshot. Did you have Power Herb this entire time? It makes sense if you have Power Herb because you're not Assault Vest. Okay, you did have Power Herb this entire time. So maybe they would have gotten hit into Gyarados earlier. Maybe it would have actually knocked out. I have no clue. Because it's like been so many turns. Wow, that actually did pick up the knockout into Gyarados. All right. So Gyarados goes down, but at this point, I'm pretty sure the game is set. Yeah, that was Drew Light Screen too. Like, they took so many Snarl reductions. And that's still KO'd, which is actually crazy. But Basculegion comes in, Annihilate comes in. There's only one move I ever click here. I guess they're a neutral special attack now, huh? I mean, I just Rage Fist and they go for Snarl. Wait. They're Scarf Basculegion. Is this Scarf adaptability? It might be. Oh no. I don't have a defense boost on our Caledon and they're +3. Granted, they're not like Life Orb or... They are Choice Scarred. They can't be Specs. Flash Cannon KOs, right? Yeah, I think so. Well. That is how it goes sometimes. That is how it goes sometimes. Oh, wait. No, yeah, it had to be Scarlet Legion. I don't know if it's Adamant or Jolly because the ape is slower than Legion regardless of nature because we're slow ape. Had to be adaptive. I was like, no one lose con, man. Oh, man. I guess I should have waterfalled and snarled our Caledon that one turn. I don't know if it changes much. But maybe it did, apparently, in that situation. Tyranitar Lycanroc with Male Entity, Sneasler, Golden Go, and Gastrodon. Great. Playable, though. Definitely playable. I wish I had U-turn on the Annihilate because I would like to pivot out against Tyranitar. But manageable. Am I bringing screens or am I going with the Whimsicott mode? I don't think the Whimsicott mode really helps me here. I think I like Grim. I want to lead Gyarados. I feel like the Gyarados is a bit of a trap. I don't know if I lead Ape though, because I can't really pivot into the Male Indie, which is probably choice specs on this team. I think I'm gonna lead Gyarados then. Have Blood Moon or Saluna Annihilate back. Oh boy, the Entity is gonna be really scary because if it is choice, well, I don't know what choice item it would be. Could be choice scarf or choice specs. I don't think it's focus sash on this team. Probably Lycanroc has to be the choice scarf, or not choice scarf, focus sash. And of course, this is the sand team. We're gonna see the Entity and the Gastrodon versus Gyarados and Grimmsnarl. Okay. I don't mind this. Okay. So I have a few different options. I could go for Light Screen immediately and a Thunder Wave, or I could Spirit Break and go for Protect. I like Spirit Break and Protect more. I'm going to go for Spirit Break into the Entity, and I'm going to go for Protect with the Gyarados. Granted, Gastrodon can go for a Yawn. I think that's okay, because getting damage and lowering that special attack on Entity is pretty big. I could also taunt the Gastrodon the next turn to switch out if I absolutely have to. So we protect our Gyarados. We go for Expanding Force, right on schedule. Nice. All right, so here's the Spirit Break. It's going to do a lot of damage to Entity since Entity is a frail Pokemon. Yeah, a lot of damage. Special attack drop is really good too. Yep, Yawn into Grim. All right, I have a few options to play around this. I could go for Self Thunder Wave into my Grim. I could switch out if I really want to. I don't really think I would love switching out. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to Spirit Break my Entity. And I'm going to Thunder Wave my own Grim and hope I don't get paralyzed. Because as long as Grim... Because I want the momentum so I can maybe set up a screen the following turn. I'm going to go for Thunder Wave and I'm going to Spirit Break. Because I don't want to hard switch into anything. We're going to see the Entity retreat, which is fine. Whatever's coming in is taking a Spirit Break. Sneasler, that's taking a Spirit Break, and that's pretty massive damage, so I'll take that. Psychic Seed active. Sure. Okay, nice. I was so worried that missed for a second right there. They go for Yawn into Gyarados. That's acceptable. Nice. We get a hit off too, which is massive. We get the Sneasler. They didn't bring Tyranitar Lycanroc duo, so that's actually really good. Do I want to Terra? It's probably gold back. I probably just want to set up a Reflect here and swap out into Annihilate. Yeah, getting the Reflect up would be really nice for the back, so I can survive the Dire Claw and then get a Light Screen. Ooh, they protect Sneasler because they're worried now. They're worried. Let's see. A Reflect comes out from Grim, so we get a free Reflect, which is incredible. What's the Gastrodon clicking? It is clicking Earth Power into the Grim to put it in maybe a range of Dire Claw? I don't know. I can Light Screen or I could go Gyarados here. I could also Final Gambit to Gastro, but I just don't think that's ever worth it. I think I'd probably want to light screen up. And Rage Fist the Sneasler. I don't know if I even KO Sneasler, but I would probably like the damage to the Sneasler if I can. They go for Dire Claw. Does that KO Grim? It doesn't. Nice. Get a Rage Fist off into the Sneasler. I guess I wish I went for Spirit Break instead, but did they double the... Okay, they went for Yawn instead. Acceptable. Gonna retreat. I think both Pokemon here. I gotta watch out because Golden Go is still a really scary mon, so I need Ape around. Ape is gonna be super crucial for the end game. Should I switch out in opposite slots? Maybe. I go Ursaluna on the Annihilate. Maybe, because I could have caught a Yawn on this. But they might double my Gyarados with Dire Claw Yawn to try and cover... Okay, get the knockout or I get a Yawn off. So here's a Gyarados Intimidate. I don't think it's going to matter because I don't think it's Tyranitar or Lycanroc as the last two. Went for Dire Claw, yep. That was to Reflect and 2 Intimidates. That's really annoying. Okay. Saluna, Drowsy, sure. Brain disappears from the battlefield. Gonna taunt the Gastrodon, I suppose. We're gonna go out into our Ape. As it covers a close combat. That's so annoying. That's so annoying. I don't know if Sneaser's gonna protect or if it just goes on the offense with close combat or Dire Claw. I just go Ape here. Protect is amazing, okay? So I do get the taunt off into Gastrodon. Now it is taunted. Alright. Can't use Yawn after the taunt. I'm gonna... I want to save Grim. I think I sack Grim here. I think I go Grim for this slot. And I'm gonna close combat the Sneasler. Surely they target the Gyarados here with Dire Claw, right? I don't know what Gastrodon is doing. If it overpowers, that's okay, because I build up a Rage Fist. If they switch out, that's okay too. Okay. Goodbye, Grimmsnarl. But I want the free switch back into Ursaluna, so they don't ever have a Golden Go that threatens heavily here. We do get the KO into the Sneasler, which is great because that was the fastest mon on the field and I don't have to worry about Dire Claws anymore. We're going to see Earth Power come out. That's fine. I have light screen up. Yep. We take it extremely well. That Rage Fist is looking pretty good. We go out into Ursaluna here. If they go Indeedee, I can close combat knock out the Indeedee. But we have no idea if it actually is Scarf on the male Indeedee or not. Do I ever risk it? I feel like the answer is no. I feel like the answer is always no. I'm going to go for Hyper Voice and I'm going to switch into Gyarados. Not super ideal, but I think it's worth it. Because I get the KO on Indeedee this turn, unless they hard switch into Gold, which is maybe a possibility. With Light Screen, this is specs. Like, I really should just close combated Indeedee, but I'm just playing on the potential of it being Scarf. Expanding Force. I think that is Scarf. I feel like Spec should have done more. Blow up the Indeedee. Earth Power and Ursaluna, sure. Alright, this end game I think is pretty good. Shakes off the taunt. This is Gold, right? Oh, it's Tyranitar back. I was not expecting that one. Okay. Pretty sure I can always Thunderwave Tyranitar and protect Ursaluna. And then I guess we'll just see how the rest of the game comes down to. No Terra. Oh, they have Protect on Tyranitar. It's not something I expected. I mean, that's okay. Oh, they double protected. That makes sense. So I was out to turn a screen. They get a bit of leftovers recovery. Does Rock Slide knock out Ursaluna through to Reflect? Or should I just go out into my Annihilate? But not a Solvus Tyranitar. I'm kind of curious here. Should I... I don't need the speed anymore. I think I go Ape. Because I can absorb the attacks and I can taunt the Gastrodon so it can't ever Terra. Or not Terra. I can never yawn my switch. And I think that's actually pretty good. Because I'm trying not to go for the most RNG related factors of losing. We see the Terra come out. Beautiful. This should be Tyranitar. And if we caught the Terra, I think we're in a good spot. Nice. This Terra flying. As long as they didn't Terra Blast Ursaluna. If they Terra Blasted the Ursaluna, I'm cooked. But it was like, okay, I could have Blood Mooned and I could have Thunder Waved and he would have lost. I don't know. Here comes the taunt into the Gastro. Knockoff. Okay. I tank it. Clear Smog into Gyarados. Sure. All right. I think we're good. I guess also does Ursaluna outspeed Tyranitar? Because I actually never did check this. Reflect is over. We'll see. I'm going out in Ursaluna. Tyranitar can protect. The Gastrodon can't. I think I need to Thunder Wave, actually. I think unless the Tyranitar is slow on this team, which granted it shouldn't be now that I think about it. I have max attack and I did take 2 layers here. Maybe a Rage Fist is enough if it's a frail one and I go for Hyper Voice. I guess it depends on the Gastrodon attacks while Tyranitar protects. I don't know. It's kind of a weird mind game. Like, they know that I can target the Gastrodon, but I think they know they need Tyranitar to attack. It's such a weird mind layer. Paranormal. You get a Rage Fist off. Okay, they didn't protect. They did attack. Okay. Alright, I am faster, so I think that should secure me to win. Because Hyper Voice. KOs the Tyranitar. The Gastrodon, yeah. Like, I thought the Tyranitar should have some speed, but I don't think it should be that much because I think you need the bulk for like Psy Spam. Because I think you were actually weak to opposing Psy Spam. They go for Earth Power into Ursaluna, sure. I'm pretty sure with the light screen, 8 would have taken it plus a Sand Turn, and because they can't protect, I should win. Granted, it was a sloppy endgame, I think. I just don't know if Taunt was always right or Thunder Wave. I think Thunder Wave might have been always right, but then again, then they would have layered a Gastrodon Protect into the equation, which... don't even get me started. Don't get me started. Light screen wears off, yep. Now we go for a Rage Fist into Gastrodon and should have this sealed. Alright. Alright. Not too bad. Not too bad. Screens were pretty good. Even though Gyarados really wasn't getting attacks off in that game, did help with like allowing me to reposition. The fact that I Thunder Waved my Grim for the para and didn't get para'd on the crucial turns was so good because the fact that I was able to get screens up, I didn't have to force to switch in there because in Sneasler, when you switch into Dire Claw, it's never a fun time unless you have some steals in the back. But since I didn't have steals, I really didn't want to risk it too much. I'd rather risk the Thunder Wave para and hope that it worked out, and it did, thankfully. Talonflame, Porygon 2, Garchomp, Golden Go, Ninetales, Alolan form, and Annihilate. All right. Is this Scarf Annihilate? Because coaching makes a lot of sense on this team, but it could just be like a setup Annihilate as well. There's a lot I'd have to consider here. I'm so scared if it's actually... All right. I think I'm going to lead Grimmsnarl and Arcalon because I don't think they have the best answers to it straight off the bat. Yeah, I don't think they have the best answer straight off the bat. I want to bring Gyarados as a way that I can actually pivot around their team because it's good switching in. And then I think I bring Ursaluna. I don't really like Whimsicott in this matchup against opposing Tailwind. They also have Trick Room, so I don't think it's that great. Annihilate is a Pokemon I'm kind of questionable on. I feel like I'd be more comfortable if I knew the sets, but Talonflame's a big threat with Ray Bird. I'm scared with Annihilate of Porygon 2 because I have to like always Rage Fist close combat, and then I play a mind game of like, do they switch out into Ghost type? Do they switch into their normal type on the Rage Fist? Once they find out what I'm locked in, they can reposition pretty well. So I think it's really tough to actually bring the Ape and have expected to do well. If I knew like the Golden Go and Annihilate are like slow sets and I could go for Beat Up plus Rage Fist, maybe it's possible. But I think I would only do that in an adjustment of best 3. And I was up a game because it'd be pretty scary to deal with the Talonflame and the Garchomp combination with the Ape Whimsicott duo. But we'll see what they decide to go. I think my lead covers a lot of their threats. We'll find out. Gonna be Talonflame and Golden Go. Okay. I think that this is pretty reasonable. I lead Grimmsnarl plus Arcalon. I can probably just go for a safe light screen here and go for a Snarl right off the bat to make sure the gold is checked. Break the Gale Wings on Talonflame. If they go for the attacks, that's okay. If they go for Nasty Plot, it's not amazing, but it's definitely usable. If it was Nasty Plot like Tailwind, I would definitely want to go for a Spirit Break, but I am not risking that turn 1 when I have no idea what the gold set is confirmed. I am going for the light screen, and I am going to go for the Snarl. They have an Annihilate though, so I got to be careful about how many times I go for Snarl. If they switch in Annihilate turn 1, it gets crazy here. Don't go Annihilate turn 1. Don't go Annihilate turn 1. Okay, yeah, they just Tailwind. Makes sense. Light screen here. Golden Go shouldn't be able to knock out the Grim unless it's a boosted item. Make it rain. That's Life Orb? That did a lot. Maybe Metal Coat. Should be some boosted item. Probably Metal Coat, I assume, if it wasn't Life Orb to KO me. Yeah. Alright, here's a Snarl. Pretty good damage. And we break the Gale Wings on Talonflame. We confirm it's Covert Cloak. Gyarados is pretty safe here. I think, well, there is the Annihilate that switches in. I think I want to Reflect up. I'm going to go for Reflect, and I'm just going to go for a Draco Meteor into the Talonflame. I could see them going out into the Annihilate for the gold slot. Yep. To try to catch the Snarl now. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. I get the Reflect up, and we get the Draco KO on Talonflame as it KOs my Grim, most likely. Yep. I could have Thunder Waved the Annihilate, but I just don't. I think Reflect is just always the safer play. All right, here's a Draco Meteor into the Talonflame. Picks up the knockout. Beautiful. And now we go Ursaluna. Upcoming turns are still rough. Because gold might come in. Yep. I need to make sure I pressure the Annihilate, though. Gonna protect here, and don't have the best moves. I think I'm gonna Flash Cannon the gold just to see, because I want them to go for Make It Rain once. They might protect Annihilate to scout for the Blood Moon. I don't think you bulk up in this situation. I think bulking up would be insane here. You might protect Annihilate to go for a Make It Rain, so you can build up a Make It Rain Drain Punch combination. That's what I want to. That's what I want to build up towards now. Gyarados is kind of hurting me in the back. Oh, they switch out to Golden Go. Okay. What is that? That's Ninetales. Oh my goodness. That works out really well. Okay, perfect. Did they bulk up though? Oh, they Final Gambit instead. Okay. Oh, this gets really weird. Is that good or bad for me? That I can't tell. Our Caldon goes down. All right, I go Gyarados here as Golden Go reveals itself. I think the gold is some specs variant because it's frail. It might be just timid, make it rain, and that's why I didn't KO my Grim. I think I'm going to protect my Ursaluna and I'm going to go for... Okay, this is the last turn of Tailwind, right? For them? Yeah, okay. So I think my ideal play is to protect the Ursaluna and go for a Terra Steel Thunder Wave into the Ninetales. So I outspeed the Ninetales the following turn and can go for Waterfall Blood Moon into it. Because the thing is, if I Terra Normal to Ursaluna, right? They have to lock into... They can't lock in a Shadow Ball here. So their options are like Make It Rain, which if they go for Make It Rain now, they lower their special attack. So like Ursaluna should be able to tank, especially through the light screens. We see the Terra involved here from the Golden Go. Gonna be the Terra Steel. So I think that means it's going for Make It Rain. I don't see why you would Terra Steel if you don't go for Make It Rain here. Is this Make It Rain Freeze Dry or Blizzard? Go for the Terra Steel as a defensive typing here. Because it A, immune to Freeze Dry, B, to Thunder Wave, so I can go for a Blood Moon Waterfall double up in the Ninetales and hopefully knock it out, which is what I was going to go for. Then I should be able to beat the gold by myself. Wait, I went for... I forgot I protected the turn earlier. Granted, the gold can't do much damage. The Ninetales can't do much damage. Gyarados might win by itself. I mean, granted, the best play was to still go for this Terra Steel. It was just... I mean, I guess I would have made the same play. I shouldn't really worry about it too much because I would have went for the same play anyway because it gave me the best odds. We want to attack while the light screen's effective, so we're gonna just waterfall the Ninetales a bunch of times. They go for Make It Rain. The damage is building up now. It'd be interesting if Gyarados can win this end game. I get PowerPoint stall potentially. Waterfall does a decent chunk. Para. Returns of light screen. I think I still want to... How many turns of snow? There's 2. I think the order of this would be Waterfall to Golden. Depends on the Ninetales set. I don't think Blizzard's doing that much damage. I just don't know if it's Aurora Veil coming out, but I don't think Aurora Veil should make too much of a difference in this endgame. Make It Rain doesn't do much damage. I go for Waterfall into Golden Go. The reason I go for the Golden Go is because I can protect on the next turn, stall out the snow, and I'll probably be in a good spot. They do go for the Aurora Veil, but I think the Aurora Veil's too late. Yeah, because I can go for Protect on this turn. Then I can Waterfall to Gold, and then I can Waterfall to Ninetales. With the snow going down, it makes them very less likely to win, I think. Because they have less accurate blizzards. They get paralyzed again. I also have like Waterfall Paraflinch as well. I think Waterfall KOs them because they don't have the Snow Defense boost. Because Snow Defense boost is more than the Reflect, right? So I might be able to KO the Ninetales in this spot. Then again, if it's not offensive Ninetales like Choice Specs, it's not doing much damage. Gyarados. And I would like to KO the Golden Go. Because I still have Waterfall flinch odds anyway. And we'll see. So Golden Go eliminated. That was so close to the Gyarados versus the Ninetales. Blizzard, they hit. Okay, light screen wears off. Perfect moment. 2 turns of Aurora Veil. I mean, I just Waterfall because I can get the Paraflinch, or I might just knock it out because I think the Snow defense boost is more important. Well, I guess now this is single target Waterfall. So the damage reduction is actually more, yeah. Is that KO? I have to Waterfall twice in the Ninetales before. I thought like Waterfall would have been enough, but I forgot because now that Waterfall single target, because... Or not single target, because the Aurora Veil is now single target, which means there's only one spot on the field. It increases because Light Screen and Reflect are usually like 33% in doubles, but in singles, it ends up being like half reduction. I think if I Waterfall the Ninetales and Waterfall the... Golden goes correct. I think I messed up the order. I was worried about like make a rain crit, but then again, and I was like, okay, Blizz is maybe not doing too much. If that's their only attacking move, I'm fine. Freeze Dry, I didn't think it actually would pick up the knockout, but yeah, I think I had to Waterfall the Ninetales first and then Waterfall the Golden Go. Annihilate, Arcaludon, Rillaboom, Garchomp, Dragonite, and Ceruledge. All right. Double Dragon, or Triple Dragon actually in this case, Double Ghost. They're not really fast though with their team. Can I do Annihilate, Whimsicott, and Rage Fist through their team? Maybe. I don't think it's a terrible option. I think I'll try it out. Because I haven't tried out that mode yet. Screens would be nice, but I don't think it's necessary. Because I could do like Gyarados in the back, and I do want Blood Moon so I can actually beat the Ape in case I need a backup. I don't know, we'll see. I have a few options. Beat up Rage Fist is looking pretty strong against their team, assuming no Terra Normals. It depends heavily on their Ape set, and it heavily depends on basically the item specifically. We're going to see Annihilate plus Ceruledge lead. Okay, I think this is pretty good, barring a few things that could happen, I guess. I'm going to go for a beat up into my Annihilate, and I'm going to go for the Rage Fist into the Ceruledge. They go for Protect, that's okay. Rage Fist on their side shouldn't KO. Just don't be Shadow Sneak into a Rage Fist from a Scarf Ape that's faster than mine. And we should be okay. This could be coaching as well. But we'll see. Like, beat up Rage Fist is looking pretty strong here. It really just depends on the Ape set. Are you Choice Scarf? Are you coaching? Does the Ceruledge have Shadow Sneak? We'll find out together, I suppose. But these ghost types are what's annoying to my Blood Moon Ursaluna. My Blood Moon Ursaluna is specifically annoyed by that Annihilate. Terra coming out from my opponent. Who is the Terra? Is it Ceruledge? It is Ceruledge. Is it something that resists? Terra Dark. All right, so it's not Scarf Ape because my Ape is Scarf and slow. So I don't think it's Scarf and Annihilate on their team. The beat ups will still do a decent amount to the Ceruledge, I suppose. Yeah, that's really good damage still. You go for a Rage Fist. I'm assuming this is a double up here. That did a lot more than I expected, actually. Oh, I was about to say, that did a lot more. Did they double it up, though? They Poltergeist. I dodge. I have no idea if that's... Well, I mean, that does help here, I guess. I'll take the trade. If this is Shadow Sneak, they're forced to Shadow Sneak here. I just go for Rage Fist and I go for a Moonblast here. If they Shadow Sneak, I get the KO on the Ceruledge, so not awful. We're gonna see the Ceruledge retreat though. What is coming in? Rillaboom? Yeah, Rillaboom makes sense. Okay. Ape has Protect? No, it does not. Okay, so I get a Moonblast off into the Rillaboom. I get a Rage Fist off into the Annihilate, which is Focus Sash. I'm assuming they're Rage Fisting the Whimsicott here, but maybe they target down the Annihilate. They actually do target down the Annihilate. Okay, I'll take it. I do not mind that. All right, I got to be a little bit cautious. Do I want to go Blood Moon or Ursaluna, or do I want to go into Gyarados? I think Ursaluna is always my play. I don't think you ever fake out the Whimsicott. Because a Terra Ghost is an option, but I'm not too sure. Do they fake out Rage Fist the Whimsicott, or do they go for anything else? I don't think you're Wood Hammering though. I think I'm going to Moonblast, and I think I'm going to go for the Raw attack. The thing is, if they fake out the Whims, it's dangerous, but I don't really want Terra Ursaluna. You know what? I'll Protect. Though I was tempted to Hyper Voice there. If they do go for fake out or plus, like, I don't want to Terra my Whimsicott into Ghost, KO the Annihilate, and then I'm just stuck with an Ursaluna that's threatened by the Rillaboom. So I don't think that's worth it. Yeah, they didn't fake out, which is nice. So I am able to get Moonblast KO into the Annihilate. That's really good. Okay. They go for Woodhammer into the Ursaluna. Good, good, good. So they're probably not bringing out Cerulege. What's their last Pokemon? That's our Caladon. Okay. Tailwind is probably really good here, plus a Gyarados switch. You're gonna go for Woodhammer, probably. Actually, no, I'd probably Moonblast here. I want to Moonblast our Caladon. Switch into Gyarados. The reason I'm gonna switch is just because I think Gyarados gets a good Intimidate off. I don't think they can KO the Gyarados in one hit unless they go for an Electroshot read, which I guess you could go for Electroshot Woodhammer. I guess it covers a lot of switches. I don't think you're doubling up the Whims. I do a lot of damage, and a special attack drop is really good. They went for Draco Meteor, so this is actually a really good switch here by me. That special attack drop, is it going to help me or is it going to hurt me? Because I didn't get my Citrus Berry back. But I think regardless, the only thing it ended up with was more HP. I guess now I'm probably survived the Grassy Glide, but I think the Moonblast is putting on so much pressure against the Arcalodon anyway. So I think I just get to go for Moonblast into Arcalodon, and I get to go for Thunder Wave into the Rillaboom. Regardless, if they go for Protect and Woodhammer, that's fine. Yeah, I feel pretty good about the spot. Moonblast into Arcalodon. Does pick up the knockout. It did look like it was doing a little bit more. Might have been a roll, but really good. And we get a Thunder Wave off into the Rillaboom, which actually, no, it dodges, so fair. Woodhammer into Whimsicott. Okay. I guess they were Electroshotting to Gyarados. I think I win. I can't really see how I'm... Well, I can definitely see how I lose. But let's see. Cerulege is going to come in. I always just Moonblast the Cerulege slot because they can't really do much here. Go for the Moonblast, and I go for a Thunder Wave because I want speed control into the Rillaboom. So when I bring in my Ursaluna, it's in a good position. Nice. All right. So I felt like, even though we didn't get the best out of the turns, I felt like we had some pretty decent momentum going into, especially that Moonblast. I wonder how the game would have changed, I guess, if like the special attack drop didn't happen, then the Woodhammer, I would have healed Citrus Berry. I would have probably been in glide range. I would have been fine with being in glide range because Whimsicott's the Pokemon that matters, not Gyarados. As long as I'm still able to threaten with Moonblast, and then Ursaluna can come in and threaten heavy damage to clean up the end game with Terra Normal, I think I would have been fine regardless, but would have been interesting to see. Dragonite, Male Entity, Incineroar, Sneasler, Electabuzz, and Blood Moon Ursaluna. Okay, this is a pretty famous team going on, but it's usually Talonflame over Dragonite. I think the Prankster Tailwind is pretty important. generally, but all right, well, let's see here. All right, so screens are actually pretty good because it reduces a lot of their momentum that they can go for, which is nice. I do want to bring Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl's nice. Am I leading Gyarados? Not terrible. I think I lead Grimmsnarl plus Gyarados, yes. Do I want Ape? I don't think I need Ape. Is it good? Potentially. I want Ursaluna because I need power in general against their team. I feel like I bring Arcalon as a switch into Sneasler. Whimsicott could have been nice though, because Priority Tailwind could have cleaned up a late game scenario, but if I'm playing defensive, I would rather have switch-ins, especially in the Dire Claw and Expanding Force, which I think is actually pretty crucial. Let's see. I have Thunder Wave speed control. I don't know how much it's going to matter, but we'll find out. They lead Ursaluna and Electabuzz. Okay, fair. Versus Grimmsnarl and the Gyarados. All right, we're gonna go for a light screen right off the bat and go out in our Caledon. Yep, our Caledon's in a nice spot. We can spam Snarl, we can spam Spirit Breaks. We have a lot that we can do here. I don't think they're ever gonna go for. They could Earth Power my Gyarados turn 1. That'd be crazy, but like, I don't really see it. They are going to go for Terra Normal. I wouldn't be surprised to see this just be Terra Normal Hyper Voice. Maybe even they go for the Blood Moon if they really want to. As long as I get this light screen up, I'm in a pretty good spot. Because then I'm able to tank the attacks extremely well on my side. And then I could probably use my own Ursaluna to threaten heavy damage onto them. So set up a light screen. Electro Web. So I get 2 stamina boosts, which is really nice here. Great on Grimmsnarl is unfortunate. All right. Yeah, because I think it's Blood Moon and they tarted down the Grim. I think that might matter. That might have mattered potentially because I could have went for a Snarl and got a Reflect Up and then have gotten a pretty safe spot. But I guess it's not too bad. I can go out into my Ursaluna now. And yeah, it is putting on a lot of pressure here. Still have Gyarados for the Sneasler, which is nice. I gotta watch out for the future turns. Unfortunately, my Ursaluna is slower than their Ursaluna, which is kind of a shame. So I'm gonna go for an Earth Power into a Buzz, and I think I'm gonna go for Snarl. Yeah, I'm gonna Earth Power and Snarl. They go for Follow Me because they don't want them taking a Blood Moon, which is fine. They go for Earth Power and Arcana, which makes sense. I didn't want to go for Terra Water if I didn't have to. I still don't have to yet. And our defense boost. Here comes Earth Power into the Electabuzz, picks up the Knockout. Oh wait, I was Electro speed dropped. I could have body pressed actually. I could have body pressed. Oh, I forgot about the speed drop from turn 1. Granted, that's still a nice Snarl. Maybe this isn't terrible. Sneasler coming in. Yep. That could have been better. I like the idea of protecting switch to Gyarados, I think. Yeah, no, I think I like this play. So I get to bring in Gyarados, which gets an Intimidate off into Sneasler. I don't want to go for Hyper Voice yet, because this still could be a chance of Hyper Voice from... Oh, they protect the Sneasler. That's actually good for me. Oh, they double protected to Scout. Oh, wait, that works out really well for me, actually. Yeah, because I went for the Protect. That actually works out really well for me. The reason is I can go for my Terra Normal Hyper Voice. I think I blow up both of these Pokemon, if I'm not mistaken. Trying to think if that's worth it or not. Hyper Voice might just KO Ursaluna. I'm kind of curious if they hard switch into Indeedee. They already used their Terra though. Actually, no, I'm going to Terra Hyper Voice because if they go for close combat, they're in trouble. I go for Thunder Wave into Ursaluna. They switch out the Sneasler into Indeedee, which makes sense too. Okay. I went for Thunder Wave into the Ursaluna because it's Terra Normal. I should be faster. Get that speed control into Ursaluna so I outspeed and get a Hyper Voice off before they can do anything. Granted, the game is definitely not over, but we'll find out. I'm trying to think. Was it better to go for... All right, I get the Thunder Wave off into the Ursaluna, which is huge. Hyper Voice is going to come out because I was a slower Ursaluna. I'm not max speed. So I do get the Hyper Voice. I do get the KO into the Ursaluna. So Ursaluna goes down. I should have one Expanding Force from Indeedee because I have screens up with both Pokemon. I'm pretty sure I can Earth Power the Sneasler and I can Waterfall the Indeedee safely because I have screens. They protect the Sneasler too in case they want to scout for protect on my side, but this is perfect. I'm pretty sure I win the... Oh, wait, they double protected. Interesting. I think I have both screens still available. They're stalling out their own Psychic Terrain. I guess they want to see like who I'm targeting here. If I get rid of Sneasler, I win with Arcalon. If I get rid of Indeedee, because I don't think they have enough damage output on my side with Light Screen. I don't have Reflect though, which I guess is a concern. But yeah, I Earth Power easily the Sneasler and I Waterfall the Indeedee. Oh, they got the double. Wait, that's so bad for me. Oh, that's so bad. Okay, they're gonna get a close combat. They're gonna get a expanding for single targeting my Gyarados, and then it's just gonna come down to Sneasler versus Gyarados. Turns of Psychic Terrain, 2 turns of Light Screen. Dire Claw on the Expanding Force doesn't KO. I body press to Indeedee. I think my best play is actually to Waterfall to Sneasler, because then I can protect on the last turn. Sure. No, I think this makes sense actually. Yeah, I'm gonna Waterfall. Because they are forced to close combat the Arcalon always. I'm just worried about how much Dire Claw does because it's Animate Sneasler and Gyarados has a lot worse physical defense than special defense. I'm like pretty sure this Expanding Force isn't putting me in Citrus Berry range, and then I think Dire Claw might have KO'd, especially because the Indeedee might have Helping Hand on this. So I go for Waterfall. It's -2 Sneasler. Should go down. Yep. Now I protect on the last turn of the Psychic Terrain. Light Screen's going to wear off at the same time, but that's acceptable. Because then they just don't have a boosted Expanding Force. Granted, Light Screen... Actually, it's single target Light Screen. I still think Protect is probably the better play. Because I just don't see Expanding Force picking up the knockout once Psychic Terrain's over at this range from Gyarados. So I think it still just comes down to does Expanding Force crit? But I think I have better odds if Psychic Terrain is gone and not powering up the NDD, I think. Oh, huh. Well, they saw the damage and I guess they're hoping for the other scenario, but okay. I mean, it's the scenario we both wanted. Light screen's gone, but Psychic Terrain disappears from my opponent's side, so literally just comes down to the expanding force, unless they go for... You've got to be kidding me, man. You've got to be kidding me. I guess their win con was hoping that I went for the protect and then encore, or otherwise they go for expanding force crit. Wow, crit didn't even KO at that range? I mean, game's over. Expanding force KOs now. Unless it doesn't and they think it does, they realistically should encore here. Yeah, like it's always the safe play. If they went for expanding force and for some reason didn't KO, maybe, but like, yeah. I cannot believe it, man. Encore, male entity, no trick room at all. It's like the one play I chose is like, okay, I could have waterfalled. But was I really going to anticipate it? No. Did I think it gave me the better odds? Yes, because that's probably like one of the few times I've ever seen male entity run encore. All right, let's go over the games. In game 1, Johto Typhlosion is not something you see every day, but I had a great start knocking out Murkrow turn 1, tanking their attacks with the help of screens, and then a solid 2v1 to win against their Ursaluna in the end. In game 2, was I expecting the Focus Blast Golden Go and the Choice Scarf Adaptability Basculegion? No. The only turn that would have worked out for me was protecting the Gyarados on the turn that flip turn Electroshot happened, where the Snarl damage built up might have allowed me to win the endgame with another Snarl, being able to follow up onto the Arcalon and knock it out. Wave Gyarados would still be around and I would have had an extra resource, so the Basculegion couldn't go out of control with its last respect. But yeah, in game 3, a really good start, but endgame was still a bit sloppy against the Tyranitar, but was able to outspeed with both Pokemon to get the knockout. Not sure looking back if there was a way with less risk, so would have had to come down to speed tiers and protect calls still. In game 4, thought I had it, but the Aurorville with Ninetales being alone reduced the damage even further, so I missed the knockout and didn't get the Paraflinch odds. Was scared of the Make It Rain adding up, but should have taken out the Ninetales first because I should have just stuck to my own game plan, but I just ignored it because I was scared of Make It Rain crit, but it didn't matter because the Ninetales was able to survive the waterfall. In game 5, while I didn't get the best turn 1, I was able to work with what I got, and Whimsicott ended up being major in the damage dealing to two-shot their Arcalon and Annihilate, while my opponent didn't target it when they had the chance. In game 6, this game was close, and I think I gave myself the best odds. The double protect was annoying though. I was right about the expanding force not being able to knock out the Gyarados without a crit if I did stall it out, if the Psychic Terrain and the light screen ended on the same turn. But it really had to be Encore Male Entity, which made me lose. Like the one move that was like, are you serious? But that is Pokemon. I think the team is definitely better than what I showcased, but then again, it is the final day of the Stadium Ladder when I did record this episode, so there are a lot of surprises as players are trying to get to the high rankings to finish off the season. So not surprised that we had some crazy games and some crazy sets that we ended up seeing on some of these Pokemon to catch them off guard in the closed team sheet era. We were using those ourselves, but overall, I do think that Grimmsnarl Gyarados, I was actually surprised. I thought Gyarados wasn't going to do as well as it did, but I felt like the Gyarados did put in a pretty good amount of work. I think the thing that kind of disappointed me the most was the Annihilate with the Choice Scarf with the Rage Fist. I think it was harder for me to set up, I think, in a lot of the games, but Overall, I think it's just maybe team dependent, and I just either didn't really want to take as many risks losing the Annihilate turn 1, or I didn't really feel like Whimsicott was the best bring, as I thought Screens was more reliable. However, felt that modes were solid. The Ursaluna was really strong, of course. Gyarados was a good Pokemon to set up for it. The Arcalon was able to tank a lot of attacks, especially under screens. There definitely could have been ways the games we lost today definitely could have turned out wins if one or more things maybe went right in our favor. But overall, strong team. If you do want to try out, the rental code is on your screen. Hopefully it's still available by the time the video comes out. If you'd like to check out the details of the team and the creator, it'll be linked in the description down below. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.